All right, hello and welcome everybody to the Monday Rookie Series here at Donington Park. Hope everyone is having an awesome night tonight. We are currently sitting here in the free practice session waiting to get underway. Just taking a look at some of these lovely liveries that these drivers have put some amazing time into. And cars all over the road here tonight. Plenty of hydration in chat as well. Hope everyone is doing awesome. Padberg Cass, Washed Up Squid, welcome everybody. We are just, as I said, got about 2 minutes left to go in free practice till we get underway to our qualifying session, which will have the pro drivers going out first and then the rookie drivers going out second. We have the current pole sitter of the, at least, I should say, there we go. Current pole sitter of the practice session, Kyle Hampshire with a 136.1. He has currently won 5 races in a row. He has won not only the last race at Kyalami, well, both races. He has won both races at Brands Hatch, and then he also won race 2 of Imola, being beaten out by Luis Castro in race 1. We'll see if Luis can bring that back to him. Luis is about 1,000th off of the time, or 100th, I should say, excuse me, off the time currently, so he is looking to stick it back to him at the very least. We'll see what he can do here. 30 seconds left to go. Cars all over the track. That is Eric in his Golderati. Luis Castro with the very awesome livery as well, representing Trackalicious, as you can see there. Big thanks to all of our friends, Trackalicious especially, representing here. I'm Mike Nause. I guess I should pop up my little thingamabobber that I made. Ba-bam. I'm Mike Nause in the booth here tonight, all alone. Going to be joined here by me for the next qualifying session and race, followed up by another qualifying session and race. It'll be a 14-minute qualifying split into 2. Then a 20-minute race, then another split into 2 qualifying. Padberg redeeming plenty of hydrates. Let's at least get a good gulp in before we get into this qualifying session here. That's a good reminder to all of chat as well. Get some water. Get what you need. We are going to strap in here for an eventful rookie race here at Donington. All right. Can take a look at some of these liveries here in the pit lane. All right, Padberg, that sounds like a deal. Man wants a rematch after getting obliterated last night. You're just saying wow because it's true. And we see there Omar Ashraf practicing his pit entries. A very smart thing to do here. Something that everyone should do. Practice their pit entries. No, let's not return this drive. Practicing a pit entry is very important. Got to avoid those stop-go 30s. Where did the audio go? There it is. We already have a car out on track there. The number 2 of Stefan Lindauer. Where'd Lindauer's livery go? I literally saw his livery. Whatever. It might load back. I don't know. Everyone else's livery's here. Well, Lindauer without a livery, unfortunately. Or without a custom livery. I know I saw it before the... I don't know where it went. David Funk right behind him on track in the Audi Crazy Rabbits Racing. One of the many involved in there. Let's see, who else that I recognize? I don't see Carlos Guzman. There he is. Carlos Guzman, the other Crazy Rabbits Racing here in an AMG. Running side by side right now with the Maserati around the track, around the curves of Donington here in England. This is a 2.5 mile circuit. Sector we're coming through, or the turn complex we're coming through right now, is McLean's. Into Cops. Carlos Guzman currently sitting in a big group of traffic. Needs to kind of space himself out a little bit here before starting his lap. But I think a driver that already has started their lap here is the number 2 car of Stefan Lindauer. Why don't we hop on board with Lindauer here in the Porsche? Or not. Wait, hold on. Where'd he go? There we are. Lindauer coming up to the turn complex that we were just talking about. As you can see, front end biting up very nicely there for him off camber. Very easy to brake late and turn in late. Blind apex there. Rounding the corner. Getting on that throttle nice and early. The car straightening out. Great acceleration there. Onto the straight. Coming into the chicane here. Braking kind of in between the two braking boards there. Bullard in the middle of the road. Porsche slipping and sliding everywhere. But just maintaining enough grip there to keep it on the track. Now coming into the hairpins. This is 2 hairpins here at the end of the track. First hairpin locked up just slightly. Now coming into the second hairpin, the final corner of the track. Touch deep on the throttle though. Little hesitant. Definitely room for improvement there in Sector 3, but coming across the line, Lindauer will take the pole position with a 137.3. Drivers quickly coming across the line to beat that David Funk in the Crazy Rabbit Racing Audi. They 136.6. Plenty of other drivers still to come across the line. We see Luis Castro coming across the line with a 136.4 to take pole position. Kevin Rivera not quite able to do it. My boy Blue either. Justin Seckham actually not with the lap just yet. I think he invalidated, or he just hasn't finished yet. We'll see what sort of lap Justin can pull out here. That traction control kicking in around the final corner, coming across the line. It's up to P8 for Justin. Not the greatest lap for him. Carlos Guzman down in P9 right behind him. 2 thousandths off the time. AMG and the Aston split by basically nothing. Kyle Hampshire with that pole position from 135.7. TJ Washed not that far behind him with a 136.1, 3.5 tenths off the pace. Luis Castro 7 tenths off the pace. Plenty of room for improvement though for him. Not looking like he's going to be improving too much on this lap. He's about a tenth up coming into the penultimate corner, now the final corner. Rounding it, going to be needing to carry quite a bit of speed to gain any position here, but at least make an improvement nonetheless. Coming across the line, it will be a 3/10 gain, and it does, in fact, put him ahead of TJ Washed there. Just, only just. These gaps are extremely close between these top field. Alejandro Pulgarin coming across the line in 10th position, 2 and a bit off the pace. The 137.69 for him, nice. Kamal Coming across the line behind him with a 137.7. Castro overtook Squid. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Did I say the other way around? I'm just second guessing myself. We're fine. I think I said the right way. Lindauer up into P4. Nice lap from him. David Funk getting onto the grass. Trying to push his limits there. That's not going to help his time too much. Struggling for traction. That Audi will be there. Coming across the line. It will be a time improvement for David Funk, but not a position improvement. Mike Burkov in P8. Room for improvement there for him, for sure. Let's see, Jose Guzman down in P13. Not the greatest result from him just yet. Plenty of drivers, though, are going to be coming across the line relatively soon. Alejandro Pagarin will be coming across the line without a gain. He is in P11. That will be the end of his qualifying. We are going to see the rookie tracks come out at the 7-minute mark, and you can see cars in the pits now figuring themselves out. Jose Guzman, I don't think he is going to be challenging for too much of a time here. But he will be coming across the line relatively soon, though, and he is gaining. Let's see if he can manage to gain the position here on Alejandro Pagarin. Coming across the line, Jose Guzman will have a gain on Alejandro Pagarin there for the position from P13 to P12. Nice lap from him. Knocking Alejandro down a peg. You can see some other drivers here out on track. Kevin Rivera coming across the line relatively soon. He doesn't need much of a gain at all. He only needs about, well, he needs 4/10 if he wants to gain 2 positions here. And he might even get a little bit more than that. He only gets the 2 up to P5, gains what he needs. Overtakes Carlos Guzman and David Funk. We see the Bee-Boo racing of Buckert. Coming down the straight. Can hop on board with him here. The first of the rookies out on track here tonight. I know we have a couple red plates in with the pros, but those are just, you know, minor bugs. They happen. A little bit of understeer out wide onto the grass. Not going to help his lap time, but he keeps it valid. Donington, an extremely tricky track. Lots of elevation changes. Massive, massive corners in this. A chicane followed up by 2 massive hairpins. Extremely tricky complex is the 3rd sector. The rest of it is a very technical, as I said, swooping, well, flowing track. Alejandro, hello. Buckert coming into the first of the 2 hairpins. A little bit of understeer. A little slow through it there, but that's all right. Can manage to carry the speed here into the next turn complex. Getting on those curbs very nicely and on the throttle early. Car wanting to step out, but not quite. Coming across the line, Bryce Buckert. Where will this put him? Puts him up to P15. A very nice lap from Bryce there. Other drivers to come across the line here. We have Wenzel coming across the line in P25. Or actually, rather, I think he's just starting his lap. Lots of a mix here of drivers starting their lap. I think some invalidated. very easy track to invalidate on here. Following along with Omar Ashraf, the Porsche. As he maneuvers and moves his way through the tricky turns of Donington Park here. This is one of the longer tracks for sure. 2.4 miles. I mean, it's not the longest track, but it is still one of the shorter laps. As I said, very flowing, high speed constantly. Only places to really slow down are the final sector. Drivers will be very cautious here coming into T1. If everyone survives T1, it's a very tricky flowing sector where everyone needs to get, well, two wide, or rather one wide, and single file down those twisty curves. Although I know it's really tricky for some drivers because that's the easiest spot to make up positions. It's also the easiest spot to lose positions. Corey Hampshire in the Ginetta. The Noobs R Us Ginetta, in fact. Came across the line there for P11. Do we have two Noobs R Us teams now? Am I crazy? I thought the Aston Martin was the Noobs R Us. Who do I look at for that? Justin. Alright, bad example. We're looking at no one now. Corey. Carlos, welcome, welcome. Very nice qualifying from Carlos in 9th position there. Why not, Alejandro? I don't see anything wrong with it. Hello, everybody. John Hawley here, sitting down in P33, looking to make a decent improvement on his lap. Does jump up to P25 there. Improves about 8 positions I can count. As we have an end to our qualifying session here. Any drivers to come across the line at this point will no longer be able to set a lap. John Donnelly in P38 without a valid lap, up into P32 for him. 609 as well, Rookie F without a valid lap, coming across the line just now to not set a, or he does set a valid lap into P37. Not the greatest lap from him, unfortunately, but still has plenty of time to make up for it in the race. Yeah, Carlos, I think you're older than me too. Most people are older than me. Like, just statistically speaking. Michael Wetzel here. I think he has already come across the line. Yes, he has. All right. Coming to an end of qualifying. Kyle Hampshire with that pole position there. Takes it. And we are into our qualifying session. Why don't we hydrate really quick here before we go for the grid rundown. Get a good hydration there. And we will... Oh my goodness, why is it so loud every single time? It shouldn't be. There we go. We'll get into it. Kyle Hampshire on pole position here tonight. We can see 97 Janetta taking it. TJ Washed in the number 99. Only 2 numbers off, but only 1 position away from Kyle Hampshire. Lines up next to him. We have Stefan Lindauer lining up in P3. Great qualifying from him. Luis Castro in P4. Taylor Johnson in P5. Kevin Rivera in P6. David Funk bringing up P7. Corey Hampshire in P8. Potts Weaver back into P13. Or excuse me, in P9 in the number 13. McLaren. Andrew Casey in P10 here. Carlos Guzman P11. George Elmer in P12. Mike Burkow bringing up P13. Not quite the greatest qualifying from him, at least I don't think from his perspective, but number 74 in the Maserati, so I guess maybe he'll take what he can get there. Kamal in P14. We have Justin Seckham in P15. Jose Guzman bringing up P16. Eric Gakosian in P17. Alejandro Pulgarin in P18. Bryce Buckert in P19. Ricardo Sapien in P20. Jeremy Cubbage, number 33. Aston Martin in P21. Reggie King, number 44. Audi in P22. We have Daniel Versosa, another Maserati here in P23. My boy Blue, fellow commentator, number 614 in P24. George Schutte in P25. That's Casey Schutte's son. John Hawley in P26. Milo Stansky in P27. We have Toluwase Oluwajoegbe in P28. Omar Ashraf in P29. Connor Jeffrey in P30. Chase Donnelly in P31. John Donnelly in P32. Jan Rodrigues in P33. Aaron Miller in P34. Seth Lincoln in P35. Alex Zwinski P36. Rookie F in the 609 in P37. Bailey Linebaugh in P38. Michael Wetzel in P39. Kaya Bush in P40. And Professor Carnotis just sneaking in the back of the grid in number 42. To get underway. And we have one car disappearing there at the very end as well. I think maybe getting booted back to the pits. Not sure which driver that was. Got some Kyle Busch fans in chat. Carl, welcome, welcome. Thank you very much for the follow, Carl. Element says, good luck to all. Good luck indeed to everybody here tonight. Donington, as I said, a very tricky, windy, and just troublesome track. Lots of grass, no runoff area whatsoever that's very forgiving. It's fairly easy to stay out of the barrier here, but nonetheless, it can be found, to say the least. Aaron Miller did unfortunately get returned back to pits, our only driver to do so. We got 41 drivers here tonight for our rookie series, which is absolutely freaking incredible. Yeah, that's, I think, same turnout we had for the last week, which is insane. If you are interested in joining the Rookie League or any other league, we can sim grid. There we go. In chat here. You guys can take a look at everything that we have available here. Basically, main series that we are going to be promoting massively here coming up is going to be our Sunday Pro League. That's going to be coming up here at the end of January, and that series is going to be highly, highly competitive. Unlike this rookie series is quite for fun. But that will be gloves off. There's some very big names in that series coming up. It is 104% qualifying. So if you think January, I said February. I said February. But January, February, nonetheless. I definitely did not say January. If I maybe said January, but I can assure you I was thinking February, which doesn't mean much. You're younger and have better ears. I don't know if that's how that works, but nonetheless, we are going Noah's Ark formation side by side here as the drivers get underway. Kyle Hampshire leading us down the start-finish straight. We are green here at Donington Park. Some drivers not even around the final corner yet, but Kyle Hampshire with a great start. In fact, Stefan Lindauer pressuring onto TJ Wash massively. TJ Wash almost gets bumped from the rear from Luis Castro, but nobody making contact just yet. Everyone through T1 cleanly. We see a car off into the gravel here. Side-by-side action from Carlos Guzman, I think that is, and Kevin Rivera. Yep. Potts Weaver holding the position. Carlos Guzman with the move down the inside, but he does back out of it and has to look from behind it. But then we see Kevin Rivera making contact with Potts Weaver. Potts Weaver is round in the grass, facing the wrong way. Hopefully he made it safely back on. He does, and hopefully he stayed out of the barrier there. Some more side-by-side action from the Aston Martin and the AMG here. 419 pushing along. Kevin under massive threat from the McLaren behind now of Kamal. Kamal doing what he can to get ahead here. Justin Seckham as well getting involved. Kamal try to make a move. Well, that's too zoomed in. There we go. Kamal around the outside, and we see the tires going flying. Kamal as well. What the heck? He's gone into no man's land. All right, I think Kamal had a disconnect. That was okay. We also have seen Kyle Hampshire lose the lead here to Stefan Lindauer. Stefan Lindauer is in the lead. What the heck is happening? I said it before this in the Discord. Will we be able to dethrone Kyle Hampshire? Kyle Hampshire has won the past 5 races in a row. Stefan Lindauer going side by side down the straight. This is for the race lead here. He has the inside line. This is going to be the best opportunity he's had. And he does manage to make it stick into T1. Great move from Stefan Lindauer. Kyle Hampshire, though, absolutely ruthless. I do not think he's going to be given up, but he does need to keep an eye behind for TJ Wash. TJ Wash is very much an opportunistic driver here. Washed up Squid in Twitch chat. Awesome guy. Finally managed to have his livery installed properly. And yes, someone will definitely have some homework this week. There's no denying that. But that's okay. We don't need to worry about that at this moment. Heads down for everybody racing. I do want to take a look back at the rookies here at some point, but we'll keep an eye on the non-rookies for now. Yeah, we'll go back to the rookies. Lots of non-rookies intermingling here with the rookies down in the mid-pack. I don't think anyone really got tangled up too early on. I think that we just have some pretty good pace from our rookies, honestly. Just some of these drivers. Oh, there's some bumping and banging going on there behind. I think that was Reggie King having a little bit of contact with Jeremy Cubbage there. And we come around the track once more. The gap for Kyle Hampshire still not closing. Professor Kenotis back here battling. I think he just made an overtake onto Daniel Versosa. We see a car waiting at the pit lane, not wanting to get involved with anything going on here down the straight, and everyone is making their own lines. We're going to have our track off the track. Look at this. This is rally special here. Kenotis sailing through. Bryce Buckert is off and facing the wrong way in the Bee-Boo racing car. What happened to him? Ooh, and he looks like, I'm not sure what happened initially with that, but he does make contact with a Kodak Audi. But the Audi, firm as ever, manages to stay on the track. Kyle Hampshire is within 1/10, making a send down the inside of Stefan Lindauer. Stefan Lindauer, will he be able to defend? He will. He's getting run wide here. Is going to have the ability to challenge back onto the next corner, but this is going to give Kyle Hampshire the inside line. He's going to have to go for a massive switchback here. Can he make it stick? Doesn't look like it. He's going to have to set in to the slipstream here. Try to make a move into T1, but that's going to be such a tricky thing to do. T1, not the easiest overtaking spot here. He's going to try it nonetheless, makes a look, thinks better of it though. But there we see running wide is Kyle Hampshire. That's going to give the opportunity to Stefan Lindauer, but Stefan Lindauer just not quite on it enough there. Kyle Hampshire holds on to it. Great defense from him. Oh, no! Lindauer. What happened? Let's hop on board with Lindauer here. This almost looks like a technical failure or something. Yeah, and he's still not moving on the track. You hate to see a battle for the lead, come to a close like that. That's just not... Forgot the meatloaf in the oven. That is a shame. Stefan Lindauer. Let's see, did he return? I don't think he did return. Lost force feedback? Yeah, I don't know. It was very abrupt. He is not going to be too happy with that, I would imagine, knowing Lindauer. Eric Gakosian, what are you doing there? Can't park there. Oh, man. Okay, I need to up my... Chase Donnelly going side by side here with Connor Jeffrey. They almost make contact, but Connor Jeffrey manages to slip through. I think he held that position there. Potts Weaver, after getting sent off earlier down here in P29, battling along with these guys. Eric teaching this kid to drive, yeah. You know, race conditions are always the best. That's what I've always said. We see the 6-1 here. Aston Martin making pressure onto the Porsche ahead. Wait. Is that an Aston? No, it is a Porsche. Oh, he's in an Aston. Oh, I got really confused there. Potts Weaver with a send on to Chase Donnelly. Donnelly caught sleeping there, lets him by basically. No fight whatsoever. Potts Weaver as well going to make the send on to, well, I mean, I guess, Milos Tansky. What the heck? We'll just pay no mind to that. Toluose. Oh, makes contact with Daniel Versosa, but that Maserati holds firm. No traction control and no ABS needed. That is a firm hit, too. Olojo Egbe, unfortunately, making a little bit of a contact there. Pottsweaver hot on the tail. That wouldn't have damaged either car too much. Both of these GT4 cars are able to take a little bit of damage and keep going. And Tolua number 14, he's doing a great job of driving so far in P25. Oh, that's going to be the opportunity, though, that Pottsweaver needed. Just a small mistake from Tolua, and Pottsweaver makes the move. Is going to have to deal with the Maserati now of Danny Versosa. Looking up ahead, we see Carlos Guzman not too far behind Justin Seckham in the Aston. That Aston with a little bit of a wobble onto the curbs. That's going to give the AMG a good opportunity here to make a attempted move. He's going to have to stick with him through the very tricky, curvy sector. Oh, and running wide goes the Aston Martin, but there's a big wobble from Carlos Guzman as well, who wanted to follow him just a little bit, but that is a rally move and a half from Justin Seckham. Rejoining the track, he is side by side with Alejandro Pagarin, and Alejandro Pagarin is off. What the heck? What is going on? Andrew Casey side by side here off the track is George Elmer. George Elmer making an overtake. We're like 5 wide here. What is going on? This is Donington. I just don't even know how to digest what's happening. There's 3 Noobs R Us cars on screen right now. What sort of branding is this? The 44 car sideways. Kodak, no! He's had a massive tank slapper. I think he lost it on his own. Let's go back and see that. Look at this. That's crazy. Was there contact? Ooh, it looks like there was a little bit of contact involved from the Noobs R Us car. I'm not sure who was at fault there. Luckily, though, Kodak car managing to keep it clean off the track. The other Kodak car, the Reggie King car, up in P14, is ahead of Jan Rodricks right now. Wait. Oh, the Kyle Busch. Never mind, the board update. Got some very far apart side-by-side action from the AMG here of Wenzel and John Donnelly, I think that was. And his brother Chase Donnelly battling up here with Tolua and Buckert. Got 2 Porsches and an Audi here. Tolua holding on for dear life, using all of the track he can. George Schutte up ahead is side by side there with, I think that was Kyle Busch. If I'm not mistaken. Yes, I am not. I just realized I have not even had the relatives on the whole time, but that's okay. Hasn't been the biggest deal. GT4 racing, so it's actually kind of not the end of the world. And a bit of a move there from Bryce. Bryce, I think, is going to be making a move down the inside onto Chase Donnelly. Chase Donnelly going defensive. Gives him the squeeze, but respectfully. Oh, but there's contact. Tolua gets hit from the Porsche. That's going to set him off just a little bit, but he manages to hold on. Exactly, Element. And I think Tolua is an example of that. He is... Oh, shoot! Tolua is relatively new to sim racing, if I'm not mistaken. I know he drives on a controller, but the man has the car control of a legend. That was insane. He just got nailed off into the gravel, manages to keep a hold of it. Olojo Egbe doing, oh my goodness, he is skirting that Audi around, managing to keep the position on Chase Donnelly. Absolutely incredible. My boy Blue up ahead, trying to make gains onto John Hawley in the 410. 410 is off into the gravel. That'll be the opportunity that the Ginetta needed here. The Ginetta trying to go around the outside, gets the job done well before the corner even starts. Connor Jeffries is off, unfortunately. Not sure what happened there. Giving up quite a few positions, though, and we see a three-way battle happening, and that car just diving out of the way, basically. Wenzel leading Rookie F, leading Aaron Miller here. And then Jeffrey joining in behind. Making a send is Jeffrey on to Miller. This is Aaron Miller, not Eric Miller. Miller manages to defend. Camaro up in front. Gonna help him out just a little bit here with a slipstream down the straight. Should manage to hold this position for now. Let's look up to Kevin Rivera, who's having a heated battle with Chris Hampshire. Corey Hampshire. Why do I always think his name is Chris? I think Corey got overtaken there. We just managed to catch a second of that, but he's not done just yet. He's going to try to come back at him around the long way into the penultimate corner. Trying to go for the switchback maneuver. Not quite. Is going to have to set it up for the final corner. Maybe have a look down into T1. Very, very impatient is Corey. Ooh, and he's on the bumper there. Had a good switchback, but had to lift off the throttle, I think. Let's see if into T1. Kevin just taking his line as he pleases, not doing anything rash or making any bold defenses that he doesn't need to. We see Corey's brother, Kyle, about 15 seconds up the road, leading this race currently. Luis Castro about 5 seconds off from him. TJ Washed not too far behind Luis. But these guys battling it out absolutely ruthlessly here. 3 minutes left to go in this race. Not much time. Justin Seckham, there's a yellow flag for. What's happened to him? He's in the gravel. Was there contact? He's in the pits. I think, wait. Do I have anyone selected right now? Oh, it looks like he had a DC. Really unfortunate. George Schutte still fighting with my boy Blue, and Kyle Busch has managed to get involved. I know we had some Kyle Busch love in chat earlier. Let's see if he can manage to get this battle done for P20 or even P19. Going side by side, trying to make a move into the chicane. Extremely ambitious there. Kyle Busch, that's going to compromise his exit and give Potts Weaver an opportunity. Potts Weaver now making a move down the inside. This should be a lick the stamp and send it overtake from him. He does manage to get it done, but the switchback massively there from Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch, though, has a bit of a wobble on exit, and that's going to compromise his traction and his exit, and that's going to give Potts Weaver the position. George Schutte up ahead, runs wide into the grass. Oh no, that's going to give up both positions and potentially put him in the battles with Chronotis, but I think he will stick with this pack for now. We have 2 more laps to go. And George Schutte using all the track he can and some, but unfortunately uses too much there. Reggie King holding on up ahead for that P18, trying to get that P17 position from John Hawley, but Blue needs to just hold on behind him. Blue is doing a great job in that Ginetta so far in P19. We see Tolua and Eric battling. I think Eric just managed to get by. TJ Washed potentially will be making a move here onto Luis Castro. Leader is on the final lap. I feel like Castro has made a move onto TJ Washed recently, and I missed it. Let me see if I can find that out. TJ Washed is down a position since the start of the race, and Luis Castro is up 2. So, no doubt about that. But these two battling it out for the final lap. Alejandro Pulgarin is off, unfortunately, in the second to final corner. That car, Omar Ashraf, getting off the track just right away, not wanting to get involved with this battle whatsoever. I do not blame him. We'll see here if the 99 can manage to get anything done on to the 212. About half the track to go. Everyone just getting out of their way pretty much, except I think that car had a bit of a spin, but that's okay. Oh no, Alejandro's out of fuel. Dude, you weren't even close. You were off by like an entire lap. How are you so off? Oh, and we see Luis Castro off. Speaking of cars going off, that's going to give the opportunity to TJ Washed. The Porsche takes the position back for second position on the second to final corner. Kyle Hampshire will be coming across the line for first place in the Ginetta.
The leader has finished the race.
TJ Washed pushing everything he has to get that second position at the very end there, and Luis Castro very unfortunately takes the third. He's going to be relatively disappointed with that, but still, it is a third position. Other battles happening on track right now. We see Reggie King trying to make gains onto Holly and as well Professor Chronotis. We also have side-by-side action here. We see, I think that's Wetzel. Wenzel is off. Aaron Miller and Rookie F going side-by-side. This battle is going to carry all the way to the checkered flag, I would imagine, here. These guys side-by-side all the way across the straight from each other. Porsche and Camaro. The Camaro forgot to brake, but he keeps going. Ooh, a little bit too much curb there. Loses out on 2 positions, unfortunately. But now the other Porsche of Jeffrey is going to be looking to make a move on to Miller by the end of this race. Doesn't have much more to go, though. And let's see. Can he manage to make the ambitious send on the final corner? I don't think he will. He is going to be satisfied with the P33 and coming across the line. These guys are. We see Wenzel for P32, or P31. Aaron Miller for P32. Connor Jeffrey for P33 and Rookie F for P34. Very exciting and close race, especially up front. Come on, give me a good angle. There's no good angle. We'll do that angle. Go to the end of the... We'll get a nice front-on view for you guys. There we go. Take a nice look at all of the hard work that these drivers have put in for this series and other series. It is honestly incredible to see what people have done for this series. Not just to mention that, but like I say, in general, others. We have plenty of other series here at Trackalicious. Thursday leagues. We have Saturday 2-hour endurance race right now going on. Upcoming Porsche Cup on Sunday to hold place till we get to our Sunday Pro League, which will be happening at the end of February. And that is going to be, like I said before, quite the series. Extremely competitive. Big names involved there. And 104%. It should be quite the grid. There's no denying that. Though, before that happens, we still would love to get a 50-person grid before that. And Rookie League is the one that is most likely to do that, I would say. Because we currently have, I think, 41 drivers in this race. We only need 9 more to fill up the grid. We have 36 drivers registered on SimGrid. Make sure if you're not registered and you want to, feel free to get a slot in there because you can sign up as a reserve driver, which allows you to get in if the server is not full, which, as I said before, we have yet to have a full server, but that is our goal, of course. So we will see. You know, I'm not sure it works like that mixed. If only. If only. But yes, he definitely is not in the right pit stall. That's like BMW parking right there. Just ACC things. No, it literally does. My bad, my bad. But yeah, as I said, 41 drivers, well, 40 drivers now after we had that disconnect, unfortunately, of, oh, Kamal is back. But Kamal going to outer space in the first lap wasn't ideal. We'll get a quick hydrate in while we wait here. Spray painted his car and threw stickers on. You should key, no, don't key his car.
Green light, go, go, go.
Alrighty. Once again, we are going to see the pro drivers coming out on the track first here, followed up by our rookie drivers. There will be a couple red plates that come out onto track, but I assure you they are not meant to be red plates. I think Lindauer is one of them, and Lindauer is our disconnect, unfortunately. Not sure what happened to him as he was battling for the race lead last race with Kyle Hampshire and got, well, sent to the Shadow Realm, I guess. I don't know. Very unfortunate. Whatever happened, just a random disconnect of something, or who knows. Hopefully he'll be back by the end of this qualifying session, as it would be nice to see him compete. Currently just following along with Kevin Rivera here. He is the first car on track. Take a look at a couple other cars. Eric Gagosian making his own track. Not only did he make his own livery for this, and he made this server, he's also making his own track. He's a trailblazer. That's how I would describe Eric. Except he's getting massively out of the way for other drivers right now, which isn't what a trailblazer would do. Nonetheless, Kevin Rivera starting his lap. Riding the curbs very nicely there. This will be a 7-minute qualifying, followed up by another 7-minute qualifying. We have the pro drivers out first, followed up by the rookies. Rookies will be able to leave the pits at the 7-minute mark. Ooh, that's a big bit of understeer. It's not going to help his lap whatsoever. He does manage to keep it valid, though, which is the important thing. And pushing up the hill into the blind braking zone. Whoa, squirrely back end that Aston Martin has. But punching it down the straight. Massive lift into the chicane. Probably could take that a bit more aggressively if I had to guess. But not the most aggressive on his outlap. Just wants to get that banker time in. Very respectful indeed. Into the final few corners we go. And still getting heat into his tires, actually. So, yeah, this is just going to be a banker lap for him for sure. But coming across the line for a banker lap, it's a 1:36.7. So, yeah, definitely not quite the time he was looking for, I would imagine. He probably is going to want to improve that. We see cars queuing up there at the end of the pits. Eric Gakassian coming across the line. Where will he go? He goes 2 seconds off the time. Kyle Hampshire takes pole position. The 1:36. Wait. Oh, with a 1:35.6. I need to do that again. There. David Funk in second position with the 1:36.7. Or, excuse me, 1:36.4. 1:35.8 from Luis Castro. Challenging the time of Kyle Hampshire by, or not far off of, at least. Kevin Rivera pushing along, is up 5/10 on this lap. So this lap pushing the limits a lot more. Though he needs to. He is a 2nd and a 10th off the pace. A lot of time to make up there. The chicane, he bled a lot of time last time. That looked fairly conservative once again. In fact, he did lose time through the chicane. We'll see this lap. He does improve massively into the penultimate corner. Coming into the final corner, he can also make some pretty good gains here. And we'll see, is it going to be a second of gains, though? Is it going to be 1.1 seconds of gain at that? Coming across the line, he jumps into P2, a 10th and a bit off of pole position. Kyle Hampshire will be improving his lap, though. The 1:35.3 for him. Absolute stonker of a lap. Freaking rapid. And he has time to set another lap if he wants. David Funk coming across the line. No improvement for him, I think. Jose Guzman will be improving on his lap just a tiny bit. Doesn't improve the position. No one else making massive gains just yet except for TJ Wash, who I missed. And TJ Wash took pole position from Kyle Hampshire. Wow. Kyle Hampshire, 100th off of the pace. TJ Wash with an absolutely incredible lap. It looks like he is going to get held up in traffic on this one, so not going to be improving anymore in this qualifying session, but we'll see if he needs to. Kyle Hampshire has to nail these final few corners if he wants to keep it going. He's up on his delta right now, so he just needs to keep it clean. He's up 4/10 coming out of the penultimate corner. And then we'll be rounding the final corner. I think it will be enough for pole position, barring if he runs wide or not. Looks like he takes it very conservatively, and he will come across the line here for that pole position. 1:35.0 from him, just about into the 1:34s. Wow. Really rapid lap. Eric Gakassian coming across the line here. Other drivers, Kamal on a big gain. He is currently the 1:36.7 coming across the line. He's in P9, jumps up to P5 for a nice gain in positions. A couple other drivers still to come across the line here. Ricardo Sapien and Daniel Versosa. Oh, that's not going to help Ricardo Sapien. He was up. He is no longer. Daniel Versosa, in his teammate in the Maserati, is having a big gain himself. His teammate gets out of the way for him there. And now pushing across the line. Maserati in P13 currently. Goes to P11. Nice lap there from Daniel Versosa. We see our rookies out on track now. Or I guess we also have Chronotis. Chronotis is on a gain, currently in P16. Coming across the line, goes to P13. Nice lap there from Commentators for a last second gain. Oh. Pottsweaver leading the way for our rookies into the qualifying session here. Like I said, it's 2 7-minute qualifying sessions here, and then we will dive into race 2 after that. Other drivers to keep an eye on here, I would say. I want to keep an eye on Corey Hampshire, see where he ends up. That Noobs R Us Janetta. Pottsweaver, definitely one to keep an eye on. I just realized he has an organ with a heart on his bumper sticker. Considering I am in Washington, I respect that. That was a lot of curb. That's not going to help your lap there, Potts. I hate to break it to you. Pottsweaver, I think we'll be setting a banker lap on this one. I mean, no doubt about that, but definitely not looking to make his fastest lap out of the first one in the session, though I would hope he isn't. We got the Bibu Racing, Bryce Buckert. His teammate, unfortunately, was disconnected. Not sure how. There's something disconnected, at least, in race 1. Let's see. Pottsweaver rounding the penultimate corner. And now coming into the final corner, we will see what sort of time he can set. Though I would, like I say, imagine this is not going to be the greatest time. Pottsweaver with a... what is it? 137.0. I mean, it's not awful, but he can do better. He knows it. I know it. Bryce Buckert with a 137. Oh, well, 137.3 because he invalidated. Corey Hampshire, there we go, with a 136.4. It's a very nice lap from him. Eric, hi in chat. Cody Blanton with a hydrate. It's a great idea. Nice hydrate sounds nice. That's a reminder to chat as well. Stay hydrated, everyone, as water is life's natural health potion. Just a reminder to help everyone out. Following along with Corey Hampshire right now. Why don't we follow along with Pottsweaver? As he is the one here, I think, that will be making a good gain in his lap. To be fair, so is Andrew Casey. I don't know. We'll see. Andrew Casey, though, has a bit to go on his lap. But he must have had a shocker of a lap, to put it lightly, because he's 2 seconds up from his time last lap. Yeah, a 140. Yeah, fair enough. Not the greatest lap. And coming around the final corner now with a massive gain already. Let's see where this will put Pottsweaver. Coming across the line. It puts him to 7th position. Nice lap. Still has 2 more laps to go if he wants to set them. Tolua, side by side, coming across the line. Goes up to P23 there. And I think that's Corey Hampshire. I don't think this is going to help either of your laps, guys. Well, that's really not going to help Tolua's lap. George Schutte coming across the line there with a 137.7. Let's ride along with George Schutte, in fact. He is looking like he is going to continue his lap. Definitely didn't have the best Sector 1 last time, as he's already gained 4/10 to his previous. See if he managed to hold on to it, losing a little bit of time there in the tricky S sector, sort of. And now getting ready to climb the hill into the blind right-hander. Looking for your braking point is extremely tricky here as there's not much to reference. Manages to hit it very nicely though. George Schutte carrying that speed. A little hesitant on throttle, but pushing along nicely. Heading down into the chicane. Lifting off and coasting it in very nicely there. Avoiding the curb on the inside too much as it will send your car flying. Now the penultimate hairpin. Can use that inside curb a good bit here. George Schutte uses it a little bit. Potentially could use it a little bit more. I'm not sure though. The Porsche, not the greatest Porsche driver, so maybe it can't. And now into the final corner. Very slow and tricky corner where it's just waiting to get on the throttle and coming across the line. George Schutte does make an improvement up to P19. Let's see, Potts Weaver, I think, also made an improvement. Or, no, he didn't last lap. Corey Hampshire up into P9. I think that he will be trying to improve a little bit more on this lap. He's currently down a 10th, has some work to do if he is going to improve. John Hawley here. Coming across the line relatively soon. Any driver to come across the line at this point will have to end their qualifying session. The checkered flag has fallen at qualifying 2 before we get into our second race here of the Monday Rookie Series. Coming across the line is John Hawley with a big improvement from P24 to P15. But not the only driver to come across the line just yet. John Donnelly makes a improvement. Jeremy Cubbage in P28, jumps up to P21. Potts Weaver. I'm not sure he's going to be making too much of an improvement on this lap. I think he's about dead even with his Delta. And he needs a bit more than that if he's going to be... Yeah, or he might have just invalidated. Yeah, it's no gain there for him. Corey Hampshire coming across the line does have a gain. Jumps up a couple positions to P6 there. Nice lap from Corey. Couple drivers still to come across the line. The 55 car here of George Schutte. And that will put an end to our qualifying. Up into P23 goes George Schutte. Good luck, Dave. Try not to murder anyone this week. Fair advice. Sound advice, might I even say. All right. As we are going to get into it once again here, let's get a hydrate in before we list off 40 names, because that's going to suck. All right. Get a good hydrate on. And now we are ready to do the grid rundown of race 2 of the Rookie League. It's Monday here at Trackalicious. I'm Mike Nause commentating. We have Kyle Hampshire on pole position. TJ Washed in the 99 Porsche taking that second position. Taylor Johnson in P3. Kevin Rivera in P4. Luis Castro, not quite the qualifying he had last race, in P5. Corey Hampshire in P6. Kamal Kostovich in P7. David Funk in P8. Potts Weaver bringing up P9. Mike Burkov in P10, I think once again. Carlos Guzman in P11, that 139 AMG. George Elmer in P22, or number 22 in P12. Jose Guzman in P13. Kyle Busch, number 30 in the Aston Martin. P14, John Hawley in P15. Daniel Versosa in P16. Bryce Buckert, number 69 in the B-Booz Racing in P17. Jan Roderick in P18. The baseline team McLaren. I don't like that his name is McLaren. I'm sure that has something to do with something, but I don't know. Andrew Casey, P19. Eric Gacassi in number 5 in P20. Professor Chronotis in P21. Jeremy Cubbage in P22. George Schutte in P23. We have Ricardo Sapien in P24, my boy Blue bringing up P25, Milos Tansky in P26, Aaron Miller in P27, Alejandro Pogarin in P28, Toluwase Olajoegbe in P29, Reggie King in P30, Omar Schraff in P31, John Donnelly in P32, Chase Donnelly lining up right next to his brother in P33, Connor Jeffrey in P34, Michael Wenzel in P35, Rookie F in P36, Seth Lincoln in the number 39 in P37, and we have Bradley Linebaugh in P38, Alexander Zwinski in P39, and Justin Seckham in P40. And that is our grid here tonight. Cars starting up their engines, getting underway. Kyle Hampshire leading us away for the formation lap. Will be 20 minutes on the clock after this formation lap. Kyle Hampshire leading us underway along this 2.5 mile circuit. Not everyone's favorite circuit, I would say. This is very, very tricky, windy. It's really flowing. It's a track that you need to get a good feel for in order to coast through the corners and know exactly where to brake. Lots of blind braking zones, lots of just really tricky everything. I mean, as I said before, no runoff area. It's a very unforgiving track, but that makes for some really good racing a lot of the time because drivers know that, or at least should know that, and have to respect that. That does change the way that you drive, knowing that the barrier, or at least the gravel runoff area, I think the barrier is quite far away on this track, luckily, but the gravel runoff is right there, and that will slow you down massively. This corner in particular, very tricky one, blind apex, where basically these next two corners you treat as one sort of, but it's a very late apex. All about patience, waiting to get on that throttle, and that is where the skill will reward these drivers the most. We're about halfway through our formation lap, a little bit over. Kyle Hampshire in the Noobs R Us Ginetta. So we were riding along with him for the parade lap. I think Bradley Linebaugh did manage to, or is going to start in the pits. Unfortunately, did not manage to hit the drive button in time or something else of that nature. Because there are no penalties in this league. There's only happy accidents, and you have to do your own homework. That is what our league is about. We're about fun here at Trackalicious, at least for the Rookie League. Don't forget, we do have our Sunday GT3 League coming up relatively soon at the end of February. It's going to be the Pro League. So if you are speedy and interested, there's a lot of very speedy boys in here, but it doesn't matter now because we are watching these rookies come down the start-finish straight 2x2 Noah's Ark formation as we get ready to go green here at Donington Park. Donington Park for the second time here tonight. Kyle Hampshire with a very good start. Under a little bit of pressure, though. From behind, we see side-by-side action. TJ Wash, luckily, with a much better start than last race. Too wide from Taylor Johnson and Kevin Rivera, as well as Corey Hampshire and Luis Castro. Corey Hampshire does manage to slip by. We also see TJ Wash holding on or trying to make pressure on it. But Johnston is going to be, who we're currently looking at, holding on for dear life as Kevin Rivera is right behind him in that P4 spot, doing everything he can to gnaw at his heels. TJ Wash right behind Corey Hampshire. We see everyone making it through relatively clean, I think. I didn't see yellow flag, but I wasn't really looking either. And it does look like Johnston is going to manage to hold this position for right now. Luis Castro behind is under some massive pressure. Rather, Corey Hampshire is, and they make contact. Corey Hampshire's into the tire barrier, but they give each other enough room. Onto the gravel runoff area goes Luis Castro is going to get swamped 2 positions, maybe even 3. Going to go side by side with Carlos Guzman into the penultimate corner. I think he will manage to hold that position. But Carlos Guzman is caught lacking just a little bit. No, he didn't. Never mind. Carlos Guzman. Excuse me. I'm completely wrong. Carlos Guzman makes the move onto Luis Castro and makes it stick. Mike Burkov now getting involved as well. That's devastating for Luis Castro. That was not the start that he wanted by any stretch. Losing out massively to where he was there. We see Kamal. Twitch.tv/Chemo Smith. Or Sith, excuse me. Currently in P7. That's 727 McLaren. We see some yellow flags on track. Andrew Casey, Chase Donnelly. And Connor Jeffries involved, it looks like. We can go back and see what happened here. This is Connor Jeffries we're looking at. We see cars. Oh, it's a bumping and banging fest. It's a freaking traffic jam. What the heck just happened? Just a small concertina. And everyone showing that each other is there. Just remember, guys, there's more than other people in the race. That was all everyone was saying to each other. And then a couple people, ended up wide, but it happens. Ooh, and that's going to be wide from... Is that Johnston? That is Johnston. Johnston wide into the chicane, but cannot... Rivera cannot get the move done. Rivera's a little bit too far behind to make a move into the penultimate corner. Going to try setting it up in the first. These guys are absolutely holding up this massive pack of cars. Johnston is defending like a madman right now. And everyone behind is reaping the consequences. But Johnston just needs to keep his head down and keep going, because look at this. This is incredible what Kevin Rivera just cannot get by. And anytime Kevin Rivera has the opportunity, Corey Hampshire closes up. Corey Hampshire, though, is sort of slacking and now kind of has taken the lead of this pack. We'll see if David Funk can get anything done coming into the twisty, windy part of the track. This is not going to be the place to make a move. We're riding along. We see David Funk trying to stick his nose out into the inside of the uphill blind right-hander. We're going to see late on the brakes, and he manages to get the move done, and he makes it stick. Lovely move there from David Funk. Just an absolutely sick overtake, actually. That was massive cojones. But we're going to see Corey Hampshire. I'm never going to stop doing that. We're going to see Corey Hampshire trying to come back at David Funk, but Kamal is going to be trying to get involved with this as well. Kamal trying to go around the long way of the next turner, but we see late on the brakes, and oh no, Corey Hampshire has gone into the side there of David Funk. Let's go back and see that one more time here. As we see, I think, unfortunately, David Funk gets shoved into the gravel, and Kamal does as well. I think that, you hate to see that. I think Corey just got a little too entranced with the battle there with Kamal and didn't quite see it. But what has happened now with Kamal? Kamal, what the heck? What? I don't even want to go back right now. There's too much happening. What just happened? Okay, I'm going to go back, because something just happened. Ooh, Kamal and David make contact, and that causes a massive traffic jam. Oh, no. The guys that were already causing a traffic jam, causing even more of one. Oh, and I think that's Kamal in the background there, very much slacking. Getting overtaken currently by Carlos Guzman, and I think it's Daniel Versosa behind. Oh, and Kamal shoved off the track, actually, there. And he's sliding, and he's back on the track, and that's, I can't give the, what the heck is that? Jeez, guys, come on. I get to pick a driver? All right. It's going to be really tough to do a full onboard lap right now with any of these guys. Let's think. Oh, that's a big send from the McLaren. Holy cow. I don't think they made contact. I think that was Jan Rodrix. Yeah, Jan Rodrix there with a little bit too late on the brakes. Chronotis now under pressure. David Funk as well. I think, what the heck? George Elmer is under pressure. There's so much happening. I'm almost tempted just to go on board with Kyle Hampshire and just be like, all right, guys, here's a chill lap. But no, I think Potts Weaver. I think that's who we're going to go with. Potts Weaver, somewhat in the middle of this pack. Rookie driver, currently battling with the white plates. Right behind the tail of Carlos Guzman. Carlos Guzman's rear end there not looking like it's in great shape. Mainly just need to keep an eye on the road ahead and keep an eye on the cars in front. Make sure we're clean. As we've seen lots of mobile chicanes being thrown into the mix, and that's wide goes Carlos Guzman. It's going to give a really good opportunity here to Potts Weaver. Climbing up the hill, that McLaren power versus the AMG. A little bit of stuttering happening, that's okay. And now he's going to have the inside line coming in onto the grass, though. It's going to send him wide. Potts Weaver's into the gravel. Oh, no. And he's going to lose out onto all of those positions, all of his hard work. And he's going to lose out to the Kodak car. And he's, oh my goodness, almost gets sent to the shadow realm by Corey Hampshire there, but has to come back and lose a lot. Yes, that was broadcaster karma. Yeah. I hear a car in the gravel again. I'm not sure what that was. We can still ride along with him, though. He's still in the action here. He went from one pack to another. Making a move on Eric Gakassian down the inside. What the heck? And he gets hit? No, that's not. He didn't get hit. It's just a lag. It's a little bit of stuttering. I don't know why the game's stuttering right now, but that's, you know, it's just ACC things. Onto that accelerator nice and early, trying to make a move onto Eric in front. The 142.0, not the most ideal lap from Potts Weaver. There's definitely no doubt about that. Eric Gakassian's wide. That's going to give a good opportunity, but wow, that's the Jeremy Kubic. I think that was right on his bumper. Eric Gakassian is now in the rearview mirror and battling. That was an obstacle out of Potts Weaver's way. Now looking up ahead to Corey Hampshire, as he has a great view of this battle unfolding up ahead. Why don't we take a look with Jan Rodrix? Let's ride, not along with him, but ride with him, as he chases down Professor Chronotis here in that Gulf McLaren. Trying to take the long way around to the blind left-hand or right-hander. I know my directions. And I think this will be the opportunity Jan has been looking for. He's going to have the inside line coming, the inside line coming into the next part of the chicane, but Chronotis does get ahead in the first part. Switchback from Jan. Well, not really switchback, as, you know, I like that word. It's a good word. But he will have the inside line for the penultimate corner now, and is going to get that position taken, and the Kodak car might follow him through. Chronotis is now going to be under threat from Reggie King. Chronotis going to try to send it late on the brakes. Not quite. He's going to have to just stick with it and give the position to the McLaren while having to defend from Reggie King. Reggie King trying to be very opportunistic, make a move around the outside now. He tucks into the slipstream of the McLaren, that AMG without a slipstream, but the AMG raw power can hold on. The Ginetta down the inside looks like a little bit of contact with the Kodak, and he gets the overtake. What an overtake from Corey. Holy cow, lick the stamp and frickin' send it onto that Audi. Onto the gravel, just a little bit goes Chronotis. This is an extremely close race. From like every perspective. There are not many drivers right now not involved in a battle, which is incredible. We'll stick with this one. I don't know, why not? I don't see any overtakes happening right now. Yeah, my boy Blue, no, I was gonna switch to him too. I didn't. What happened to Blue? He was in side-by-side racing, or he was about to be at least. What happened? He's following an Audi. The 39. What the heck? He was following Seth Lincoln and he lost it. Okay. That happens, Blue. That happens. Tolua in P26 here. But I want to go back to the battle between these guys here. I was going to say one driver in particular, but no, there is no one driver in particular. All of these guys are freaking scrapping like it's a cage fight. It's a brawl, drunken bar fight, and they make contact. There's bumping and banging. Chronotis is off into the grass. They make contact. Corey is now off into the grass, rejoins the track. They're almost both of them make contact on a rejoin with another car. But that's going to put the battle between Potts Weaver and Reggie King now. Reggie King pushing his wheels off of that Audi, trying to keep Potts Weaver behind. There's 7.5 minutes to go still. What the heck? Thank you, Jeff, for the follow. Much appreciated. Chronotis under threat from Jeremy. Jeremy's going to be trying to make a move around the outside, carry the speed into the chicane, but Chronotis is onto the gravel. Carries all the speed. All right. Much better than I expected. We see the Bee-Boo of Bryce trying to make a move as well on to Jeremy. This is just chaos. Potts Weaver, I think, has made the move onto Reggie King. We missed that. Reggie King overtaken by Potts. Potts makes it stick. But he runs wide in the next corner. That's going to give the opportunity to the Kodak back. It's going to be a straight-up drag race down the start-finish straight. Potts Weaver will have the inside line. All these other cars behind. But Potts Weaver is going to keep that nose ahead into T1 by a mile, actually. So not quite under threat. But he's, oh my goodness, that Audi's so much better under braking in T1. In fact, he was maybe too good under braking. It closed him up. Jan Rodrix is taking an off-track excursion onto... Oh, my goodness! Holy cow. Let's go back 20 seconds and watch this from Corey's perspective. Yeah, sure. It wasn't Corey. Corey, who... Oh, it was Corey. Jeez. Oh my goodness. No one's dead. That's the key thing. Everyone is alive. How? I don't know. That like gave me MotoGP flashbacks from not Hungaroring, from was it Hungar? No, Red Bull Ring. That was, like, chilling. But we continue. Eric Gossian here in P20 battling with the crew at this point. These guys are sticking with each other through thick and thin. Flying McLarens in the middle of the track or not, they're going to continue battling each other all day. And unfortunately, all day will have to come to a close. Will come to a close in about 4.5 minutes, roughly. Checkered flag will fall, and we will have one more lap. But for right now, we got plenty of racing action, so don't go anywhere. We see Carlos Guzman battling with Daniel Versosa. I think Versosa manages to hold that position. Guzman trying to make a threat, but why do we switch off Eric Gossian and he crashes? What happened? Eric, what'd you do? Excuse me. He's going to lose it on his own. Oof. Well, I think enough said on that one. Plenty of cars have managed to make nice through the gravel excursions, but right there, nice overtake from Carlos Guzman. I was not ready for that, and I don't think Daniel Versosa was either. Versosa caught sleeping. Carlos Guzman, absolute ruthless overtake down the inside, gets the job done. We're also seeing some battling with Professor Kenotis, Jeremy Cubbage. Hopefully, we'll see if there's any team orders here, but this is Janetta Noobs R Us versus Aston Martin Noobs R Us. So I don't know if there are any team orders between these two cars. Oh man, and we see some close racing. I don't think there are. We're gonna see two wide teammates going side by side, but he backs out very early. No, he lets the Janetta through. Well, maybe there are some team orders involved. Kronotis is off into the gravel. It's going to give an opportunity. Corey's round. Nice. Opportunistic overtake right there. Up ahead, Daniel Versosa still pressuring Carlos Guzman in front, but Carlos Guzman has managed to catch up with George Elmer and John Hawley. These guys now going to be battling it out. Man, this track has had some incredible, or has developed some just absolutely incredible racing. We see Carlos Guzman trying to make a move here onto George Elmer, the BMW down the inside. This is Carlos Guzman's favorite corner. Makes the exact same move that he did last turn. Oh, and that's a big tank slapper from Versosa, but he does manage to save it after losing a couple seconds. Carlos Guzman now has to get the job done on a fellow AMG of John Hawley. See if he has to wait a whole lap to get it done, or if he can get it done early. I think he will be having to wait. Maybe not, though. Wide goes John Hawley. John Hawley feeling the pressure already. The minute 38 left. Where are our leaders? They are, okay, about halfway through the track. And there is going to be the look from Carlos Guzman. Is he going to continue this overtake? Hold it round the outside the whole time. He will get the inside line eventually. Eventually the track has to turn right, and he gets it done. Nice job, Carlos. The Crazy Rabbits racing of Carlos Guzman, absolutely ruthless with his overtakes tonight. And we're also going to see a move from behind John Hawley, almost overtaken by George Elmer. George Elmer gonna have to try to find a way to slide through. What the? My people need me. Daniel Versosa off to see his people. Yeah. Leader on the final lap. That is going to be Kyle Hampshire leading our race currently. Yeah, definitely drink some water. Did you see what I was doing? I don't know. I think you're tripping. I don't know what you saw. I have no idea what you're talking about. But I will hydrate. It's a good idea. But yeah, Daniel Versosa off to better places. Dude, that was pretty weird. I will say, that was down the straight. He just kind of, he was gone. Aaron Miller battling. Ooh, here we go. We got some nice scrapping going on. The Porsche versus Rookie F here in the Camaro. The Camaro is going to have the inside line on the start-finish straight, but I think the Porsche should maybe have the drive. I don't know. They nerfed the Camaro's top speed for no reason. Doesn't matter. Who needs top speed? Rookie F. Might be a rookie. Oh, shoot. There we go. Kyle Hampshire finished the race. TJ Wash behind him. Kevin Rivera now rounding the final corner with Luis Castro right on his tail, actually. And there's some close racing back here. We have Kamal Kostovich going side by side, actually, with, is that Carlos Guzman? That is. Or is that Kyle Busch? No, it's Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch is going to take the advantage. We're going to see a little bit of oversteer from the McLaren, and Kyle Busch is going to get that position. We see Jose Guzman in 7th, Kyle Busch in 8th, Kamal in 9th. Carlos coming across the line now for 10th. George Elmer in 11th. John Hawley in 12th. Potts Weaver 13th. We have Reggie King in 14th. Eric Gakassian battling with Jan Rodricks here at the end. I think Jan will manage to hold on to it. Lost connection to the server? Yeah. That's lame, but your people needed you. Oh my god, guys, chill. Alright, let's work on these interviews. We need to get Kyle, TJ, and Kevin. Kevin's already volunteered himself. Awesome. Thank you, Kevin, for moving yourself up here. Great race. Let's...
How you doing?
Good. How about you? Great race. Great result.
Oh, it was amazing, those 2 races.
Yeah, dude. Especially at the end there, battling to the very last lap.
Oh, I thought he was going to pass me at the end. I don't know how I held him off.
But you did. But you did.
Oh, yeah.
Hello.
And then,
How's it going, Kyle?
Not bad. You, Mike?
Good, good. We're just pulling everyone. Go ahead. Sorry, continue there, Kevin.
yeah, that first race was just amazing. Started P5. By the end of first lap, I was P9. Ended up P5 again, so pretty good. Then a 3rd place here. Say pretty good race.
Yeah, absolutely. And Kyle. Oh man, your brother is now named Chris, and you are named Corey.
Okay.
So get used to it.
I mean, as if my name couldn't get pronounced any more wrong anyway, it may as well just go on that way.
But congratulations on your 2 more wins. You're now up to 7 in a row.
Thank you. Hey,
Don't you
TJ's coming for me. That man was quick today.
Yeah, TJ was quick. And speaking of, here's the devil.
Hello.
So yeah, no, that was you had some heavy competition up until the disconnect of Lindauer.
I don't think he disconnected. I think he just lost the car in race... Oh, wait, no, he lost the car in race 1, and then he couldn't get it back on for race 2. Yeah, you're right.
Something went technically wrong for him.
He couldn't get his wheel to connect back to his PC, I think.
Very unfortunate for him. But yeah, you managed to get those wins. But TJ, great result. Dude, you were rapid.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I actually put in some practice this week and had some fun. So, yeah. I like Donington and stuff, so that kind of helps too.
Dude, I can't believe how close that racing was. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw it, but the racing throughout the entire field was the closest I've seen all season, pretty much.
I think in that race 2, I was looking at the relative more than I was the track.
Yeah, I was looking every lap. What you did.
I was
what
like
doing
the first
every
half
lap.
of the race, I was taking a 10th out of him like every lap, and it was a 10th every single time. And then like in the last half of the race, it's like, oh my god, he's just got 3 tenths on me. What's going on?
Yeah, I was watching it and I was just seeing a 10th, a 10th, a 10th, and after maybe like 5 or 6 laps, I just started laughing. I was like, "This is I'm never gonna catch him."
All right. Well, thank you guys. Any final comments, closing comments?
Best league ever.
Awesome.
Hope that was ruined my car.
Thank you for the stream.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you guys for being here, and great result as to all of you guys for being up on the podium. And you guys are all free to go. But chat, you're not free to go. Chat, you got to stick around, and we're gonna raid Race Zeus. So you're gonna be free to go in about like 15 seconds. So thanks everyone for joining. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Make sure you guys go and check out Race Zeus. Drop him a follow. He's an awesome streamer. He has an awesome taste in music, and drives some very fast laps around some tracks. So go check him out.
Free to go, Senor Mike.